Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday, December 18th. I'm CJ LeMaster, your host for the WLBT Plus Digital News Desk and also your lead investigative reporter here at WLBT. 1 week until Christmas. I hope that you're doing well. Hope you've already gotten all your shopping out of the way. And, hey, we're coasting through the weekend. We have one more day until the weekend is here. So that's always good news. And some nice warm weather for our December. Isn't that crazy that typically we see temperatures much colder than we're seeing right now? So it's nice to have a little refresher. First up, Maddie Holt saying good afternoon and happy Thursday. Maddie, hope you're doing well too. Hope your work week has been, adventurous, challenging, fun, not horribly stressful. That's always a good thing. We've got a lot of stories we want to get to. First off, we have something that we've been following since this morning, and it's a story that's rapidly developing. Our Quentin Smith is following up on this for later today, but we want to tell you what we know at this point, and that is that a firefighter has been injured after a house fire he was battling along with the rest of the department this morning. This took place on let me get the video for you here. On East Drive near Raymond Road, you can see flames shooting through the roof of the home in this video. We're told a firefighter fell through a hole in the floor and was injured. Now, dispatch audio that we've obtained leads us to believe that the firefighter injured his leg. We don't know the seriousness of that. We know AMR was called about 10 minutes after the call was given out for firefighters to even, get out there to start fighting this fire. So, just minutes into arriving, an ambulance was called out there for this firefighter. We don't know at this point how the fire started, but we are told by officials the firefighter who was injured is expected to make a full recovery. Well, the fire at Last Call in Jackson left dozens of people without a job just a week before Christmas, but good news here, silver lining to this horrible tragedy. Other businesses now are stepping in to help those workers who've been displaced. And so, we want to tell you about that. One of the businesses that's doing so is the Trace Grill on Highway 51 in Ridgeland. The owner there offering jobs to some of those displaced employees. The owner needs line cooks and prep cooks, but says he'll accommodate anybody who applies. 2 applicants have already been in for interviews.
Everybody has bills, everybody has kids, and the holiday season is a time where, you're spending a lot of money because you want to make sure your children have the Christmas they want and, and all the bills and all that. So, yeah, it's I have a lot of sympathy for them that are dealing with this. That's just on the human level. That's not even about the restaurant business. That's just doing the right thing. And it doesn't matter what business you're in. If you're guided by doing the right thing, you'll be all right.
He says that Trace Grill has a quick application process right on the website. Interviews will be scheduled immediately. We want to tell you about this. A Rankin County man who was one of 2 victims of the so-called Goon Squad was arrested by Louisiana State Police. Of course, if you remember this story when it happened, one of the individuals who was assaulted is a man named Eddie Terrell Parker. He now faces multiple charges, including narcotics violations, possession with intent to distribute, felon in possession of a firearm, and carrying a concealed weapon. Parker and Michael Corey Jenkins were brutally abused by 5 former Rankin County sheriff's deputies in 2023. The two later reached a multi-million-dollar settlement with Rankin County and the Rankin County Sheriff's Department. Parker is currently being held in the Madison Parish Jail without bond. Well, 3 on your side, following up on a heated confrontation during a Jackson City Council meeting earlier this week. Longtime Ward 3 Councilman Kenneth Stokes made serious accusations against his nephew by marriage. And so here's the council meeting in question. Stokes is accusing Daniel Cooper of being a dope dealer in the Georgetown community, claiming Cooper is selling drugs out of his food truck near the corner of Ludlow and Woodrow Wilson Avenue. The accusations quickly escalated into a tense exchange when Jeremy Harris, a friend of Cooper, confronted the councilman on the floor during the council meeting, pushing back against those claims. We later spoke with Cooper, who says he operates his food truck ethically and denies any involvement in illegal activity.
My character outweigh his title in this neighborhood. You know, people see me actively doing things. People see me helping the kids.
He says his work in Georgetown speaks for itself, and he's focused on serving the community. Well, we have a couple of comments that we want to get to this morning. First off, Melissa Price saying, good afternoon, Melissa. I hope you're doing well on this Thursday. Letitia Woods, good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're doing well, Letitia. And Melba Bruce saying, good afternoon, everyone from McKinney, Texas, praying for the firefighter who was injured. Well, we all are, and thankfully he's going to make a full recovery. Thank you, Melba, for that. Maddie Holt saying that she drove past the fire this morning and is offering prayers to those affected. One last story we want to get to, or actually, no, we got a couple more. I apologize. I said we had one last story, but we want to tell you about something that the state's top education official is discussing. He says that if his wish list for the legislative session gets filled this year, or in the new year, I should say, it will benefit your child's classrooms and teachers. We're talking, of course, about teacher pay. Another teacher pay raise at the top of the list for Dr. Lance Evans. He's the state superintendent of education. He says Mississippi has fallen behind since the last raise, as surrounding states have bumped up pay for their teachers. Evans also wants to make it easier for retired teachers to return to the classroom. Lawmakers have tried to address that in the past, but Evans says more changes are needed.
News is so limited. There are very, very few teachers who actually would meet the criteria, because it's limited primarily by content areas and by areas in which you have shortages. But what we're going to ask for, or we're asking for, is just to completely remove the guardrails.
Now, Evans says he wants to build on recent reading gains and prevent students from losing those skills after the 3rd grade level. He's proposing ways to roll out the same coaching model for math in the 2nd through 6th grades. How about this before we let you go on this Thursday? We've told you about multiple events that are planned for the closed Thalliamara Hall, the municipal auditorium here in Jackson. Well, we're getting a better sense of the progress and getting that auditorium back open. Ricky Thigpen of Visit Jackson says the venue has received a clean bill of health from the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency. That means all health and safety concerns, including mold, have now been resolved. Now, the first event at the reopened auditorium is set for January 14th. Between now and then, crews will add some finishing touches. And of course, that event is former Vice President Kamala Harris, who will be speaking as part of her book tour. Got a couple of comments that have come in here. Bubba saying teachers definitely need a pay raise. Yeah, and that's something, if you know somebody who teaches, if you're friends or you have a family member who teaches, it takes up a lot of their time, and it's truly a labor of love, because they are always working and always trying to do things to help students. We appreciate them so much. I mean, I can tell you right now, several teachers that influenced me when I was in high school, and you never forget them. That is all the time we have for the stories that we've been discussing today. We appreciate you joining us at 2:30 p.m. Your First Alert Weather Team will be in here to let you know what's coming up for later in the week and how our temperatures are going to be this weekend. Hey, Sheikah Hampton, not to be outdone with look at all of those emojis. Thank you so much, Sheikah, for that. That gets us through the rest of the day and it gets us closer to the weekend. But of course, for the latest news, weather, and sports, check out WLBT.com. Our early evening newscast, I should say, start at 4 p.m. online and on air. And our Quentin Smith is going to be following up. We're going to have new information this evening regarding that firefighter injury. So be sure to tune in for that. For everybody here at WLBT, I'm CJ LeMaster, your lead investigative reporter and your host for the WLBT Plus Digital News Desk. We'll let you go with a word from our sponsor, Jackson Water. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 1. Have a great one.
At Jackson Water, we are in the game and locked in on our goals. Every day, our dedicated teams are hard at work, ensuring that clean, reliable water flows to every home and business in Jackson. We are not just fixing pipes. We're investing in a brighter, more resilient future for our city. Jackson Water, water for all the time.